Hi folks, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, this is all Aboot Candles, and I'm your self-proclaimed Canadian candle connoisseur. Today I have a candle review for you from Goose Creek. This is Sea Salt and Neroli Vanilla. I really enjoy this sort of black jungle botanical line from Goose Creek. I've only burned two of them so far, this one and banana palm leaf. And I actually have ordered, I've got a Goose Creek haul that I'm going to record and post for you on Saturday. I got a bunch more of the candles from this collection and I haven't smelled them yet, so I'll be doing some first sniff impressions on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. But the subject at hand here is sea salt, neroli, and vanilla. I am obsessed with this fragrance. I have already repurchased it, and the reason why I have all three of them here is because we really need to talk about performance, and I think that in my haul on Saturday, I'm gonna get a little bit more in depth into my experiences with Goose Creek candles so far. I burned a couple Goose Creek candles years ago, but now that they're shipping to Canada, I've been going kind of ham. They had a much better selection, I think, for their semi-annual sale than Bath & Body Works did. I bought like 15 candles from Goose Creek for semi-annual sale and like 4 candles from Bath & Body Works. And I think so far, my favorite fragrance that I've had from them is this Sea Salt and Neroli. It's gorgeous. The scent notes on it are bergamot, coconut, saltwater, neroli, and vanilla. And this is just a really, really smooth, deep, bassy, and rich fragrance. It smells really rich, and it smells thick, and it smells kind of dense, and it really does sort of transport me to, you know, somewhere that's tropical, a tropical jungle. This is such an escapist candle for me. You guys know I love neroli so much. It's one of my favorite fragrance notes. And I'm also just the basic bee that loves vanilla. And I love anything a little bit aquatic and briny. And so this candle is right up my alley. The sea salt, I'm not, you know, the bergamot is listed on here, but I'm not really getting that much in terms of like a citrusy or brininess. To me, it's much more of a base level of that sort of neroli and vanilla. And the coconut isn't like a high, sweet coconut. It's like a deep, bassy, smooth coconut. This candle is very, very smooth and creamy and bassy smelling. And I do think that I do think that it's got a little bit of a body care sort of vibe. Not, you know, I don't think it would necessarily be good as a perfume, and it could be interpreted as a little bit sunscreeny, I think. But for me, it smells more like a really sort of thick, luxurious, like body oil or like a suntan oil. It's got like sort of that body care vibe about it. And it's because there's definitely something a little bit oily to the wax formula that Goose Creek uses. And in this candle, I think it actually sort of works in its favor, but I have noticed that with some other Goose Creek candles, there's a bit of that paraffin oily sort of fragrance, and so in some of their gourmand candles, I don't think that it works as well for them, but in this candle, it just seems to click somehow, whether intentional or not. And yeah, fragrance-wise, I absolutely love this, but performance, was a little bit of a different story. As you can see, this wax has gotten a little bit discolored. We had really thick, ropey wicks on this. Thick, ropey wicks and colored wax from Goose Creek, I have learned quite quickly, means that this is a candle that really needs to be babysat and watched quite carefully. Just for comparison, I have, this is the fresh sea salt and neroli candle, obviously, and this is the amount of discoloration that there has been. I also have one candle here that's burned about I've burned about 1/3 of it. And so you can already see that just after burning 1/3 of this candle, it's already sort of starting to get a little bit murky. And it seemed like no matter what I did, the wax just got murky, and it definitely became even more oily and sort of sooty smelling. I eventually ended up having to put this one outside, and I burned the rest of it out there. So performance is bad, not in terms of strength and throw. Strength and throw, I mean, I would light this candle, and before it even pooled out properly, it was like an 8 for strength and throw. And that's also something I'm noticing with these Goose Creek candles. I don't have anything to complain about when it comes to strength and throw, but you have to be real careful about sootiness and murkiness and crazy flames. And so, yeah, this one ended up having to go outside to finish its life off. Now, this is a fragrance that I like so much that I'm willing to put up with sort of a crappy, murky, oily burn, because I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. This is the one that I'm sort of burning right now. I'm gonna burn this 2 or 3 more times and enjoy it that way. And then the last third to the last half of the candle is just gonna go under the candle lamp in my kitchen. I don't expect this candle to ever be able to get to the bottom without sootiness and murkiness, because I was real careful with this. I was trimming the wicks down to nothing and even cleaning the wicks off a little bit with a paper tissue before relighting it. I don't think there was anything that could be done to avoid the level of soot and murkiness that ended up happening. I'd be really interested to know if anyone else has burned this candle. Let me know in the comment section what your experience with it has been like. But you know, I'm 2 burns into babying this one, and already like I said, it's already starting to get just a little bit murky and discolored. And you know what? There are quite a few candles that I will put up with that situation for. You know, pink lavender and espresso is another example. After the halfway mark, that candle just has pretty bad performance issues, and so I enjoy burning it for 2-3 times, and then I just know that in order to get the most fragrance out of it, the last half of the candle is going to go under the candle lamp in my kitchen. And it's the exact same with sea salt and neroli. I plan on burning this one maybe 2 more times, but the second that it starts to get murky, I don't want to have to make it an outdoors candle. It's just gonna go under the heat lamp in my kitchen and give me fragrance that way for a couple of days, because I just like the actual fragrance that much that I'm willing to put up with a bad performer. So is this a repurchase for me? Obviously, I've bought 3 of them so far because I like the scent that much. But I can't really recommend this candle unless you think that you're gonna like this fragrance so much that you're willing to put up with it like I am. Then maybe it would be something that you're into. But obviously, Goose Creek, you can't really smell the candles before you buy them. You can return them if you're really dissatisfied through shipping, but that's never a fun game to play, right? And so I can't really recommend, as much as I absolutely love this fragrance, I can't really recommend this candle, because if you're not very careful, you're gonna end up with soot all over the walls in your house. You know what I mean? Like, you just are. And I feel like there are several Goose Creek candles that I've burned so far where that is kind of just, it seems like the trade-off with some of these Goose Creek candles is that you're gonna get great strength and great throw, but you have to be prepared for halfway, sootiness, murkiness, bad performance. I have not had a Goose Creek candle dud out on me yet with teeny tiny flames and itty bitty wicks. I haven't had that happen. It's the opposite problem. They're burning too hot and too fast. No matter how much you trim down the wicks, they're burning so hot and so fast. Strength and throw is incredible. Strength and throw is an 8.5 on this sea salt and Neroli candle. It not only filled a more open space, but it would move into other areas of my place as well. So, nothing to complain about in terms of strength and throw, but you need to watch these candles like they're a toddler because they can turn on you real quick. I think one good rule to follow in general for Goose Creek is that you cannot be burning them for more than 2 hours. It says 3 hours on the website, but if you really want to play it safe, I feel like these are a 2-hour burn maximum. However, I also think that there is a bit of a bright side to this because I lit this candle when I was getting ready for work today, and I only lit it for maybe 45 minutes. And after the first 5 minutes, it was smelling. After 10 minutes, there's a wax pool, and strength and throw is like an 8.5. So if you want to be able to only burn a candle for 45 minutes and get good performance out of it, then Goose Creek kind of conveniently works that out for you. But if you are looking for candles that you're able to burn for longer than 2 hours and you don't want to have to keep too close of an eye on them, although you always should, they're candles, guys, then might not be for you, Just like all of the other candle companies right now, Goose Creek has their strengths and their weaknesses, and you are always trading something off in order to get something else. These are these Goose Creek candles, some of the dirtiest burns that I've ever experienced, but I mean, a lot of the fragrances are really great. They're offering a lot of stuff that BBW isn't right now. And I should say that I've had a considerable amount of luck with some of their candles. I reviewed Vanilla Fluff last week, and that performed beautifully and didn't get too sooty or messy. I'm burning their Boardwalk Cone right now, which is very similar to Berry Waffle Cone from BBW. But I'm burning Boardwalk Cone, and it's not having these issues either. But about half of the candles that I've burned from Goose Creek, man, you have to be careful with them. I'm burning Marshmallow Sugar right now, and it's gonna have to go outside. I have had it relit for about half an hour, and it's starting to turn black real quick, so that's gonna be becoming an outdoors candle. What can I say? I mean, there's always a trade-off. Candles are not black and white and consistent across the board within a company or from company to company. Things are always going to vary, and man, Goose Creek is a real wild card when it comes to burns. It just is. So this is a repurchase for me because I love the fragrance so much and I know how to handle it properly, but it's not something that I'm going to be able to recommend to you today, unfortunately, as much as I love the fragrance. I'm going to be doing a lot more Goose Creek coverage in the days to come. I've got a lot of Bath & Body Works reviews coming out because we're still deep in semi-annual sale, but I am starting to finish up a lot of these Goose Creek candles, so stay tuned because I'll be spilling the tea. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you could hit me up with a like, comment, or subscription, that would really mean the world. And until next time, my dear friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.